It's Luke and Naomi.
All right, welcome to episode 68. We're alive. We survived a couple of plane rides and a trip to the jungle and all of that stuff.
Yay, we're back.
Happy episode 68. If you didn't catch episode 67, well, stop. Go back and listen to episode 67, even just the beginning part, because we're about to recap a couple of those things.
Yeah, and also, just listen to the whole thing. Like,
there you go.
Don't be skipping around here.
Well, okay, yeah. We just don't hit play or don't hit stop. Keep listening to this one. We need that whole listen through rate, Is it more,
yeah.
or just feel free to hit our videos anytime. Just leave them running
In the background.
in the back.
Yes.
Even if you're not in the room, just like do that. I would absolutely love that. We could definitely use that. Also, go tell everybody you know to subscribe to us, because we need a couple more subscribers, and then we can go live, and that could be a thing.
That would be awesome. I miss going live for this stuff,
So much. It just makes it so much more tingly.
And then you can have like the interaction. Tingly. Interesting.
If that makes any
I
sense.
just like steamrolled right past that, probably for the best. But then you can have that live interaction and all of that too. I do miss that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Fingers crossed we'll be able to do that again soon.
Definitely. So just tell them. You don't even have to listen. Just tell them to hit the subscribe thing, and then you can listen, but they don't have to. That's what I'm saying. If you,
we would like if they did too.
So anyway, we got a great one today. We've got some stuff to get after about the whole trip out of the country. We've got Rocky 3 review, which sadly, Carl Weathers passed away.
Yes.
We usually wait quite a while between doing sequels right after each other, but we feel like that was kind of timely to get after Rocky 3. Plus, I really wanted an excuse to get Naomi to watch Rocky 3, because I think it's between that and 4 is my favorites. And
okay.
There's several people out there who just hate hearing that. Absolutely. Because,
Really?
Yeah, 'cause I don't know. People hate 3 and 4, and people love 3 and 4. It's very divisive. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
And that's quite a debate there too.
Rocky 3, Rocky 4. So Rocky 3 review coming up. I'm really excited to get your take on this one after watching 1 and 2 and all of those. You can catch those reviews a few episodes back if you haven't heard those. But we have been back from Costa Rica for, I don't know, way too long.
A week and a half.
And we just want to go back as soon as we got home, because
oh my gosh,
it is very different in such a good way.
Yeah. It's always hard when you get back from a vacation.
Yeah.
They always say you need a vacation from a vacation, all that. We all know that feeling
Just
about
that recovery time.
Yeah, trying to jump back into everything. This was such an experience that I still have not fully come back. Like, there was times at work today where I'm just scrolling through the pictures and I'm just like, nah.
You should see.
I need to be there.
Naomi's side of the bedroom just is like there's still a half unpacked suitcase over there.
Listen, I've
I'm
got
not
other things to
I'm
take
just,
care of.
I have no complaints. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, you just really have not come back. You're just,
Oh no, I have not.
because you need that vacation from that, like you said, from the vacation. So when you get back, you get a day or two, and then you worry about unpacking and doing the laundry and all that. We didn't give ourselves any time. We knew that was going to happen, and still Naomi just has not returned.
Even if I do give myself that time, I still don't think I'm going to fully return. Like, I left a part of me over there,
Yeah,
Or on the plane. It could have been on the plane,
It could have been on the plane.
I might have to chase my piece of me somewhere all over the world.
That's right. You never know. You got to try every plane so that you can find this. Speaking of flying, last episode we were talking about this article that I found that said wearing red could get you preferential treatment from stewardesses and other people. Red's a power color. If you need a little bit of a boost, if you got a big meeting coming up, try wearing something red and all of that. So we got talking about this and decided I'm going to see if I can do this if I had anything that was red. So thankfully for Christmas, Naomi got me a Detroit Red Wings t-shirt.
Yep.
That is red. And it's got an octopus on it that the tentacles spell out Detroit. But that's beside the point.
Cool.
It is pretty cool. But the shirt is red. So when we left Wilmington that day, it was chilly and all that. So I had a sweatshirt on. We got on the plane. And if you don't know, I honestly can't remember if we talked about it last episode. Naomi's a newer flyer, so she's not exactly the most comfortable,
right?
With the whole plane situation. So we got on the plane, and they started serving the beverages, and we bought a beer each.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm just going to say their card reader's terrible, so it's probably that. But when it came down to it, they only charged us for 1 beer.
That's right.
He's like, I couldn't get to work a second time. Just here you go.
Yeah. Which was really awesome.
I immediately thought of the whole wearing red thing, and I'm going to chalk that one up to that worked.
I would go ahead and say so, sure. Plus, we were friendly and nice. I mean, you know, a lot of people on planes are just unhappy.
Very grumpy. And, and you know, anyway. So, yeah, we'll chalk it up to a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But then fast forward to the ride home. We had an opportunity while we were there to do laundry in the Airbnb, so I put on the same shirt for the plane ride home.
That's right.
Lo and behold, here comes the drink cart. What do you think happened? Give everybody a dramatic pause. So you kind of wonder what happened. So we asked for a beer each again and pulled them out. Here you go. Goes to take the card. Once again, the card reader broke down. He goes, you know what? I'm just not going to worry about it. You have a good flight.
Yep.
And there we go. So a little bit of card reader, a little bit of red shirt magic.
Yeah. And we saved a couple dollars.
And
so
we got to save a couple,
I'm
which is
definitely
the
here for
only
that.
thing that Naomi cares about at all.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. At the end, yes.
So we did talk about, you know, you with the nerves and flying. How'd you do?
I think I did okay, honestly. So I did take 2 shots before we got on the plane. Before we left Wilmington.
You know, I wasn't going to force you to you list off all the booze you had.
No, I'm not going to list it all off because it is an
let's
extensive
just say there
list.
was more.
Yeah, but I had 2 shots before we got on the plane, which was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I was doing shots, which is terrible. But when you're traveling, when you're traveling, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So that kind of helped me calm my nerves to start. Got on the plane in Wilmington, got to Charlotte. It was not bad.
That was a quick one, nice little jaunt.
A few little, bounces, but nothing too bad. And then from Charlotte to Costa Rica was fine. I was absolutely fine. And I think part of it, which helped too, was everybody on that plane was going to Costa Rica. You know, this was not like they're going from Charlotte to Costa Rica, then somewhere else. I mean, a few people might have been, but no, probably not.
Right.
So everybody was in like good spirits.
Oh, right.
Everybody had that almost party atmosphere. So it kind of made everything fun. Yeah. And like they didn't serve drinks on the plane right away because they're like, hey, we're going to hit some turbulence. So we're going to hold off for a few minutes. And I'm like, oh, gosh, this is going to be bad.
No, serve the drinks first.
Yeah, now I'm going to need them. And I don't even feel like we hit any. Like, there was, like, maybe a bump or two, but it was nothing like from Wilmington to Charlotte, Right. So, yeah, I was fine with that. Coming home was okay. Leaving the airport in Costa Rica was a little rough because we had gusty winds. And the plane had to kind of, like, cut through the winds, which I have not experienced anything like that. So as we're kind of bouncing around as we're climbing up, I'm like, I hope this is not how the majority of this ride is going to be because I'm going to get sick.
I do not think I've ever been on a plane ride, and I've flown across the country a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever been on a plane ride that was like that the whole way. Not saying that it doesn't happen or anything like that.
Right.
I'm hoping it's few and far between.
I was a little nervous for that. Kind of jostled my insides a little bit, so I was a little uncomfortable, but once we got up and got moving, I was pretty good.
Those stomach butterflies pop up a little bit. Yeah, that happens.
But it won't stop me from flying again. Let's just say that.
That's good. Okay, that's the number one thing because you do got to go find the piece of yourself that isn't coming home.
I don't know what country that piece of me landed in, but I'm gonna go find out.
All right. Well, good. Happy ending, and that means we can travel a lot more. Now, if you were listening to last episode, like I said, we talked about a couple things. The other one was we ended with monkey or frog, or monkey versus frog. I can't remember how we came up with that.
Just monkey or frog.
But the big question was whether Naomi was going to touch a poisonous frog or I was going to try to pet a monkey.
Yeah.
The opportunity to pet a monkey probably came up more.
It did.
Than Naomi touching a frog. Very disappointing lack of frogs.
Yeah. We saw one frog. One. And it hopped in front of our vehicle while we were driving up a mountain in the dark.
Yeah. So she's pretty sure that thing had a gruesome ending. I didn't see it, so.
I'm pretty sure it did. I mean, you see it like hop up in the air and then just it's gone. So I don't know where it went.
Good luck to
either
your frog.
way, like it could have been like a regular tree frog that we have here. I was really hoping to see one of the very colorful ones, or the ones that they call like the blue jean frogs.
Yeah.
Because it looks like they're wearing blue jeans.
Also super poisonous.
Yeah, but I just wanted a picture of it.
I really thought you were going to say I just wanted to pet it.
No, I was honestly going to be on my best behavior. And then I was going to like brag about that forever. Be like, I saw that frog and I didn't touch it. See, I have self-control. I was hoping to use that, and I never even got the opportunity to do that. So I was pretty bummed.
And so if we have to go by, total, what am the word I'm trying to, if we have to be super technical about it, if we're going to split hairs, Naomi technically did touch a frog because our new friend, Jaren, shout out to Jasmine and Jaren out in California, Jaren made it his mission, I think, to find Naomi a frog.
That's
because
right.
Just like we didn't lie. I wanted to see monkeys. Naomi wanted to see frogs.
Yeah.
So he found, I think, the smallest frog I've ever seen.
It was so cute.
I can't even, it could have fit in a thimble.
It could have. And it was so adorable, and he found that. And so technically I did get to touch a frog.
So Naomi touched a frog. I did not pet a monkey.
I did.
But we saw a ton of monkeys.
We did.
Our first encounter was on the ATVs, which just driving ATVs all over Costa Rica is just amazing. Like that's
it's unbelievable.
I want to go back just for that. But
yeah.
So we're driving an ATV. We come around a corner right outside of our Airbnb, and we see him crawling on like the neighbor's house.
Yeah.
Can you also imagine that? Just instead of squirrels, you just got monkeys that hang out and scream.
You hear clump, and then like over your roof.
So we watched this like sort of family of monkeys come across and take a couple of videos, and then all of a sudden the one started staring right at us, and I said maybe we should go because I don't know.
You never know.
So
I don't want to risk it.
I chickened out on the whole petting the monkey thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you got any closer, it would have been a dangerous situation.
I think so. Especially because you didn't have food, so it's like now you've wasted my time all of that. Yeah, no.
So I guess frog wins the monkey versus frog situation, but it really turned into monkey or bird, right?
Yeah. That's the game changed many times, but it turned into monkey or bird while we were down there.
Those howler monkeys make such a noise, and then there's other kinds of monkeys, and they make a different noise, and then the birds make their own noises. And what was the other one that was?
The geckos.
The geckos.
The geckos are loud.
They didn't try to sell us car insurance, but they made the weirdest noise.
They were so little, and they were loud. And we're like, what the heck is that noise? And then we found out that it was the geckos. Actually, I think it was Jasmine, Jaren's wife, that found out that it was the geckos making that noise.
Yes.
And we're all getting real close to the geckos going, there is no way that noise is coming from that thing. And then sure enough, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Insane.
So definite adventures with the wildlife in Costa Rica.
Yeah, there is plenty of wildlife there.
Plenty. And lots of, and I mean, we hung out and just watched the monkeys over the Airbnb from the pool and stuff like that. So, yeah. Although I did not get to pet one, super pumped.
Honestly, it's probably better that you didn't. And then
I'm going to try to smuggle it home.
No, you came back with your face and everything intact. So
come on,
I'm happy about that.
A monkey. There was a couple of babies too. That was cool.
There were very little.
Seeing
very
a little
cute.
tiny baby monkey in the wild is pretty darn neat. So
yeah.
There you go. It was a hell of a trip. We really enjoyed it. Had a great time. Shout out to Valerie and David for inviting us along as part of their bachelorette kind of thing.
Yeah, and getting all this stuff together because everybody knows traveling and planning a trip and all of that is difficult to begin with, and then trying to plan for other people just adds so much more stress and work and all of that.
Yeah.
And it was just such a phenomenal experience.
Pro tip, have somebody else do all the research and work and have the experience to do a different country. Because, I mean, Valerie just spoke all the Spanish, explained all the differences to us.
Yeah.
It was super cool. So shout out to them, too. That was a hell of a trip.
And we'll have to get some pictures up on the team page.
Yeah, so that was what I was going to say next is stay tuned for a couple of photo dumps because we have literally over 1,000 pictures.
Yes.
Between all of, we kind of all shared the photos and stuff like that. So there's tons and tons and tons. You get to see us riding ATVs and hiking waterfalls and all of that stuff. Luke and Naomi on Air on the Facebook page. Hopefully you're already following that, but if you aren't, give that a follow and you'll see some of those pictures real soon.
Yeah, and you'll see pictures of Val and David, so you'll know who they are. You can put a face to the name, and same with Jasmine and Jaron, which is pretty cool.
That's right.
Good group of people.
Absolutely. And when we got home, we went and did a mini Sips and Snacks, which if you've been paying attention and looking for more Sips and Snacks, we do have more coming. But, Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. So we've got a quick one. You can check out our YouTube page. It's up on the Facebook as well. It's mimosas, different kind of mimosas with Girl Scout cookies.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Phenomenal.
Give that one a watch. Check it out on the YouTube page and then give us a follow there, like I was saying before. Some random facts time now. How about that? Your weekly dose of Did You Know?
I forgot that you even did this.
Pat myself right on the back for remembering weekly dose of Did You Know. Let's see what we got here. A couple of decent ones, I would say. Did you know Paris Hilton released an album in 2006 called Paris?
I didn't know for sure. I thought she released an album. I didn't know what it was called or
Did
anything
you know
about it.
It made it to number 6 on the Billboard chart? It must have been a slow year.
I guess.
And she never made another album, which is just fine. Did you know the busiest highway in North America is in Toronto? More than 500,000 cars every day on Kings Highway 401.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
Have you ever been on that highway?
I don't know. Probably because I've been to Toronto.
It sounds so very familiar to me, so I'm pretty sure I have as well.
Yeah, probably.
Crazy stuff. Did you know that Captain Crunch did not achieve the rank of captain until 2023? Just last year.
Did they add like stripes to his outfit or something?
Yeah, I believe his rank was wrong on his uniform.
Okay, so they fixed it.
Pointed that out, and as you do in the 2020s, you just complain about it until they get it taken care of, which is fine because we don't need the stolen valor situation going on with Captain Crunch. He's a respected man.
Yeah.
He should have the rank of captain for God's sake.
Yeah.
2023. Wow. So did you know? Did you know there was never an iPhone 2?
Really?
Yeah. They went from the original iPhone right to iPhone 3G. Yeah. If you, I mean, probably iPod you're thinking or something like that, but it's weird because I was there and I don't remember that at all. And finally, did you know? Speaking of Apple, Steve Jobs allegedly picked the name Apple because at the time he was on a diet of nothing but fruits and vegetables when the company was starting.
Interesting.
So that means we could have theoretically had a company called Pork Chops
or banana
or beef. If he wasn't on the app fruits and broccoli, your broccoli iPhone.
I'm glad it wasn't broccoli. That would be kind of weird.
What would a better fruit at least be than apple? Strawberry phone? Cherry phone?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it's just because I'm used to it and that's how it is.
Yeah.
But I can't picture it being
orange
phone. That's weird.
Orange phone just doesn't roll.
It doesn't. You got to have multiple
cherry
syllables.
though. Cherry could work.
Cherry?
Yeah.
Strawberry.
Pineapple.
Now we're just naming fruits. Romper Stomper, Bomper Boo. On the next episode of Sesame Street with Luke Naomi, the color blue and the letter L. All right. That was Random Facts, your weekly dose of Did You Know. So we didn't have a topic last episode because we did Monkey or Frog. But this week... That
was the topic. You had to vote.
That's right. I did not leave a place to vote, though.
Oh, okay, so it's your fault.
Everybody voted Monkey because they all think I'm crazy.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's probably why. But this week, we want to know. I love this one. I saw this on the internet, and I want to do this. If you could change one item, the price of one item, to $1 forever, in perpetuity, the price never goes up. One item. Across the world and all that. What do you think you would pick?
Plane tickets.
Damn it, how did I not see? Really, I was trying to I'm like, okay, what's Naomi going to say here? Because
Plane tickets.
You are a frugal person. You like to make sure that we're saving money here and there. So which one item is it going to be for you? And it's that one.
Plane tickets.
Then we can just, every time we want to, Europe, $1.
Yeah.
Well, $2, technically.
Yeah. $4. We got to get back.
And it's still $500 for first class.
Even at that, I can afford it now at $500.
Oh my God! If you fly first class, give me a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about that? And let's see here.
I can be useful sometimes.
I've thought of this. There's your basic answers are going to be houses, cars, your big items. Homeowners insurance is a big one in North Carolina right now, and New York too, because New York just had their rates proposed to go up a bajillion %. So that's
it's
a big
just insane, and I'm not going to go down that road.
No, it's way too much
it's
adulting
just
for
going
us.
to make me sad. But come on, you got to cap it somewhere, right?
I know it. Come on, like $1.
A dollar. That's
so
a good cap.
One item. Change one item to $1 forever. What are you going to pick? Gallon of gas?
Meh, I'm sticking with my plane tickets.
Disney World tickets.
Oh, there you go.
Not bad. But still, take the plane tickets and pay to get into Disney World.
Yeah.
It's probably cheaper. Well, probably not for long. But anyway, so that is the question we want to know your answer to for next episode. Check it out on Facebook, Luke and Naomi on air, and I'll try to put that up. I mean, you can answer on the YouTube page too. Yeah. Just drop your comment under the video, and then we'll see that. But yeah, can't wait to see your answers for that. Looking forward to some good ones, some things we haven't thought of just quite yet. And that, ladies and germs, is going to bring us to it. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
So stupid every time.
All
right.
I do that whether I'm slapping the table or clapping in the air or making a big noise is just for the waveform so I can find where to tuck that sound in.
Yeah.
Because I don't really have a button as much as I wish I had a button.
It's nice to dream, though.
Give us all the follows, and we'll go live, and I'll get a button. How about that?
You would have to have a button. Oh, that would be so awesome. That is our goal. We have to go live just so Luke can get a button to push so we have that wonderful
I
noise.
will find a way to rig it up to one of the easy buttons.
Perfect.
Like you can get at the Home Depot or whatever it is.
I know you can figure it out.
Staples, Office Plus, Office Max, Office Depot. Whichever one.
No.
Lowe's, for Pete's sake. All right. Speaking of ridiculousness, it is time for Naomi's Under a Rock review of Rocky 3.
Okay.
All right. So I've really, again, I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts on Rocky 3. I know you like the first two, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I did very much enjoy the first two Rocky movies.
Take it away.
All right. So just like the second one, we're going to start with the ending from the previous movie. So we see Rocky fighting and winning the belt, the heavyweight champion of the world. Then we have a nice music montage of him fighting basically every pro fighter and winning because he's that good. And we've got Mr. T in the stands, so definitely here for this. I figured he is the main opponent in the movie, so I'm kind of excited to see how this all boils over. And I know you mentioned that to me at one point before.
I totally blew that Mr. T was in it. I think I totally blew it because would you?
No, I saw him.
So you would have known.
No, we saw it on the credits. The name, or Mr. T
introducing Mr. T.
Yes, and it was like, oh yeah, you told me that he is one of the main opponents in one of these movies.
Yeah, me telling you previously is what I'm talking about. I blew that surprise.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
So you did know who Mr. T was before watching Rocky 3?
Yeah, he's in the A-Team.
Correct.
Yeah, but I have not seen that. But I know him, and I know his... I know everybody, you know
about
spoofing
Mr. T.
on him. Yes.
You know about Mr.
And I've
T.
seen him in some commercials and stuff like that.
Heck yeah, he had his own cereal.
I think I remember that.
I met Mr. T once at a Tough Man competition in, I believe, Glens Falls, New York, or Lake George, or something like that.
Yeah?
Got his autograph.
Cool.
Had Mr. T's autograph forever. Dad, where is that T-shirt? It's got to be shredded by now.
Aw, I hope not. Yeah.
Mr. T's
Hopefully
autograph.
We can find
I think I wore it and washed it. And anyway, continue. Go on with the chlorophyll.
So Mr. T, I see him in the stand. So again, I figure he's the main opponent in this movie. So excited for that situation. And as this music montage is wrapping up, Rocky isn't fighting anymore. He's doing commercials, signing autographs, but we see Mr. T, Clubber Lang, fighting and kicking butt. And he announces he wants to fight Rocky Balboa, and he wants a shot at the title. And then, of course, we see Paulie who looks more scummy every time we see him. I dislike
Naomi
Paulie. I
watching Paulie.
dislike this character.
Naomi experiencing Paulie in 2024 is something different. I'll tell you
He
what.
just looks like a mess. He is a
Every
walking disaster. Not only that, he's so drunk, he's like stumbling all over the sidewalk. He wanders into an arcade. At this point, I'm thinking he's probably going there to bother some kids that are just trying to play games or like hitting on young girls that are way too young for. I just see him being scummy.
He has no good reputation in Naomi's eyes.
No, he absolutely does not. He's just not a good person. Nope, apparently, though, he wasn't there to hit on young girls. He threw a whiskey bottle at a Rocky Balboa arcade game and got himself arrested.
That's why he was there.
He's a bum.
Dumb.
Yeah. And then, so Rocky comes and bails him out of jail and all that. And then he's the one yelling at Rocky because apparently he thinks Rocky owes him the world because Rocky's successful and Paulie is a bum. That part, I really liked. It was actually really well written. I liked how Rocky is like, friends don't owe you nothing and you think the world owes you something and all of that. I like him giving Paulie a little bit of that tough love, but there's also so much like kindness with it. And then it ends with like joking around where you're just like something about like, can you get me a job or something, whatever it was.
He breaks down and he's like, can I have a job? And Rocky's like, all you had to do was ask.
That's right.
Then they're getting in the car and he's like, pretty good, Paulie.
Yeah, it was cute. There's a lot of that cutesy stuff that I like in these movies. All right, so Rocky is gonna fight Hulk Hogan in this charity event.
Thunder Lips.
I could not remember that
Lips,
for the death of
the
me.
ultimate male.
Yeah, the ultimate male. Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And the back and forth in this scene was just fantastic. Between Mickey saying no one would do this for charity and Rocky saying Bob Hope would, which that was a phenomenal line.
Would,
yeah, I guess he would. And then when Rocky was asking him how much does he eat, referring to Hulk Hogan, and Mickey says 202 pounds, just as like the announcer mentions Rocky's weight at 202 pounds.
That's a great joke too.
There was so many cutesy, clever lines.
I love when he's walking in. Do you have that one? I don't want to spoil that for you. When Thunder Lips is walking in the arena.
No.
Paulie says something about they're carrying her. What's he standing on or something like that? Or are they carrying him or why are they carrying him?
Yeah, why are they carrying him?
Yep. And he's like, he's walking.
Just because he's so big,
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of those cutesy, clever lines. It's a lot of that since the start of the movie, and we're only like 15 minutes in at this point, but I'm definitely here for that. And it made me realize, like, that's the case with the other two movies, too.
Right.
Is the cutesy, lines that always, the almost one-liners.
Yeah.
But they're just good.
They're just good lines, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so this charity fight is happening, and it gets really out of hand. Speaking of fun, Rocky is being picked up and thrown all around the ring and eventually out of the ring. Then he ends up taking his gloves off and starts boxing back. And all I could think about was the expression of, like, taking your gloves off.
Yeah,
fight,
the gloves are off now.
The gloves were off, yeah. But he takes his gloves off, starts boxing back. They finally tear the two apart and call it a draw because, again, it has gotten, like, heated and out of control. But even after all the craziness, Hulk Hogan is kind of like, nah, that's the way it's supposed to be, whatever.
That's the name of the game or something like that, yeah.
And then he takes a nice picture with the Balboa family, and it's all happily ever after. It was a good scene.
When I was a kid,
it was pretty intense there.
I watched that at like the height of my Hulk Hogan fandom.
Yeah.
And I remember just being so confused. Like, why is he mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? What is going on? My dad had to explain, like, break it all down for me. Like, this is a movie, dude.
Yeah.
Like, calm down.
All right, so then we've got Rocky and his wife. They're going to the celebration where at the celebration they unveil a statue of Rocky celebrating, like, the fight of the human spirit and all of that. And you had said while this happened that it's in the Smithsonian.
Yeah, that statue was there until the last, 10, 15 years or so, I believe. And I mean, for real, if you know anybody who's been to Philadelphia or grew up there, especially, chances are they have a picture of themselves with it. Because that statue, stayed there.
It's a real statue.
Legit statue that was there forever. I bet you our friend Tom, who is way too Philadelphia for anybody's good, has a picture near that statue, with that statue, something like that.
So I've got a question.
Okay.
Was that statue made for the movie, or was Rocky Balboa a real person?
It was made for the movie.
Oh, thank God.
Now you're like, wait, hold on.
No, my next line in these notes was Rocky Balboa was a real person? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Hey, guess what? The things I learned in the Rocky saga here. Adrian is a girl, and Rocky Balboa, well, now I know, was not a real person.
No, it's just the thing is Philadelphia sports are so terrible, they have to idolize a made-up person.
Oh, that's why that's there.
That's exactly why they left the statue there forever. And because it was such a phenomenon, then they moved it to the Smithsonian.
It's just crazy that it's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Back to the movie. So we got Mr. T at the celebration thing, and he's calling out Rocky. So Rocky goes to, give a speech after they unveil the statue and all of that, and is basically trying to announce his retirement. And this guy is like, no, you keep dodging me. Why won't you fight me? All of that. I deserve a shot at the title. And then calls him out saying he's been fighting all these has-beens. So he really couldn't hold his own in a fight.
Right. Even fighting setups.
Yeah. And so, Rocky and Mickey end up talking about it later. And Mickey's like, they were has-beens.
He says they weren't setups.
Yeah.
But they were just kind of,
they were
in a grinder, basically.
Yeah. And there wasn't people in their prime or anything like that. So Rocky's basically finding out that he's slightly kind of a fraud at this point.
Right.
Not really, but a little bit, sure. So then he convinces Mickey to train him again for one last fight, to fight Clubber Lang. So then we see the gym. What the hell happened to this place? It's decorated with a whole bunch of Rocky stuff, which, cool, whatever, branding, all of that.
Sure.
But it has a bunch of tourists trying on headgear and getting Rocky t-shirts, and people who've never worked out trying out machines, but they're wearing watches and dressy clothes. It's more insulting,
Yeah. It was a circus.
Yeah, it was a circus. Absolutely.
Basically, he didn't take it seriously. And there's so many, I love the parallels from Rocky 1 and 2 to Rocky 3, where in 1 and 2, Sylvester Stallone's the one clawing in the dirt and training every day alone and in the dark. And Apollo Creed is the one who's
living it up
with the lavish lifestyle and all the publicity and stopping in the middle of training to take pictures.
Yes.
And doing, So, then in Rocky 3, Rocky's been the champ for that long.
That he's
long
the one.
enough.
Yeah.
That now he's doing the same damn thing.
But he's training anyways with all these distractions going on. They've got a band playing there, bubbles floating in the air.
That's absurd.
He's in the middle of doing some workout and some girl asks for a kiss. Exactly. It was absurd.
Yeah.
And now he's got to fight Mr. T. This is about to happen right now, which he's obviously going to lose. There's no way he's going to win this fight. We've seen him. He's buttery. He's soft.
Nice.
He's lost it all here. He's going to get knocked out. A reporter asked Rocky if he was in the best shape of his life, and he's like, yeah, I feel pretty good. Nah. If you're in the best shape of your life, you're like, yes, I got this. I'm determined.
Yeah.
He did not have any of that. So he's definitely going to get creamed. And then they'll need to have a rematch by the end of the movie or something because there's still a lot of movie left.
Yeah, also, they fight so early in the movie. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's going to beat him twice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not happening. So, yeah, he got creamed, knocked out in the second round. And Mickey died too. So, don't want to gloss over that completely.
Kind of did anyway. And by the way, Mick's dead.
He was having issues beforehand. and it wasn't looking good and all that. And what, Mr. T like pushed him, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he was having chest pains. He had chest pains earlier in the movie at one point. And so at this point, he is like collapsed and gone into the other room. So we know this isn't going to end well.
Immediately, Rock's head isn't in the right place and all of that stuff.
Which, I mean, you can use as an excuse all you want, but he was way too soft. He was definitely not ready for this, even if Mickey survived. Like, was not happening.
I like you. That's
buttery.
A good old sports debate right there.
What?
Nice job, sweetheart. You can use excuses all you want.
Listen,
Well
I get
done.
it. Your head not being in the game is important. You know, like that is going to make a difference. But you still have to train really hard to be the best and stay the best.
And I got it. Rocky crying over Mickey dying has to be one of those top, like, gut-wrenching moments in sports movies for guys.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like The Catch with the Dad and Field of Dreams.
Okay.
Rudy. There's a couple more that I'm just, skipping because I don't have time to list them all.
Yeah.
But that one is also because I can't remember them all. But also, that is like, it's definitely up there.
It was a
not the
powerful
tops,
moment.
but
Don't get me wrong.
yeah, that is a super, like, guys might shed a tear over moment.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, so all of this happens, and Rocky is basically deciding that he is done with everything. Done fighting, just done. Apollo Creed finds him at the gym, though, which Apollo Creed was actually at the fight. He was sitting with, like, the commentary people.
Yeah, sitting ringside with the announcers.
The announcers, play-by-play, all of that. Punch by punch, It's not
Blow
really
by blow.
Blow by blow. I
Nicely
like it.
done.
So, anyways, he was sitting there. He saw the fight. He saw everything. So he finds Rocky at the gym and offers to train him so he can have a rematch with Clubber Lang. And at first, Rocky isn't interested, but Apollo talks him into it. Clubber ends up taking on the challenge, but says it's not really a challenge, but he's going to kill them, basically. I forget what he says. Like, I reject that because it's not a challenge, but
Yes.
if he wants me to beat him up, sure, I'll go do that.
Yeah.
He's so cocky, He is.
It's kind of well earned because he just ripped Rocky to shreds in the first fight. You know what I mean?
That is true,
I mean, when you train that hard, he knew he was the best. I mean, looking back, it's like, yeah, I think he was rightly confident, arrogant if you want, but
Arrogant.
yeah, I think it was well earned.
Sure, but I mean, like, I don't know. I think when you specifically say things like that, like, oh, I reject that challenge because it's not a challenge, I'll beat him up again. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's past the confidence. That is
absolutely
cocky.
Still earned, I think, though.
Sure, because he does have that title and he did work really hard for it.
Sure. Because at the time, it looks like terrifying. Oh man, he's just gonna kill me again.
Yeah, basically. All right, so Rocky and his crew end up heading to L.A. so they can train where Apollo got his start, which I thought was really cool.
Good.
Really well written.
Good.
I just like the idea behind it.
So do the rest of us.
All of this, Paulie won't shut up. Like, at that
I
point,
know.
I would have just kicked him out on the streets. Goodbye. Find your own way home at this
I was
point.
getting mad at Paulie. I haven't watched Rocky 3 in a minute, so just him being so negative the whole time.
Dude.
This place has no class, Rock. This place has no class.
Speaking from somebody that has no frickin' class. Like, he's just a scummy dude. What does he know about class as it is? Who does he think he is?
I'm not
like,
sure.
just greasy, just no.
How many characters in movies you've enjoyed have you hated as much as Paulie? Because we're going to have
He's
to go
up
back and
there.
audit this because I need to know.
He's up there. I don't know if he's the, I don't think he's the worst, but he's definitely up there. He just,
That's great.
Which, I mean, I should probably give kudos to the actor because they made me dislike that character so much.
That's right.
But yeah, so Paulie won't shut up. He keeps complaining how bad LA is, no class, all that. It just, I hate people like that. It's so annoying. You're on vacation, dude. Just chill out. Anyway, so they train a little bit differently than Rocky is used to. He's got to stay light on his feet. He's swimming, and apparently he doesn't really know how to swim. All of that. So things like that where it's just kind of almost goofy, where it's like, hey, you're gonna go swim. Oh, okay.
They jarred him on purpose. It was great.
But he obviously isn't putting his heart and soul into it. you can tell. You can tell even when he's training, like he doesn't have any fight in him. And I thought, him going to LA, he'd be like, yeah, all right, I'm going to do this. I got my ass kicked, and now I want revenge.
Right.
And he doesn't. He just looks like
defeated.
Bleh. Yeah. So Apollo tries to sprint with him, and Rocky just quits like in the middle. That's when his wife steps in and gives this long speech about why did you even come here, and you're not a quitter. And basically like you need to do this for yourself, and gets him to basically admit that like he's afraid.
That's right.
And then once that's kind of
exactly
out,
what he says. I'm afraid, right?
Yeah. But once all that comes out, Rocky ends up feeling better, and he's ready to train and mean it and all that. So now we have our Rocky theme music.
Hell yeah, we do.
Another training montage.
Cue Survivor.
We've got getting stronger and faster and can swim better now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm guessing he'll fight Clubber Lang, and he's going to win. He's probably going to need to knock him out early, though, because this is not... there's no way this is going to go for 15 rounds. There's
that's
no
what
way.
They say that, too. There's like 15 rounds is a long time, Rock.
Yeah. Well, that and that the other guy, like, just punched hard and was fast, and, like, Rocky seemed tired right off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, he's been training
Terrible
hard.
shape,
Yeah. And, like, now he's been training hard and all of that, but still, like... there's only so much training you can do in a short period of time. There's no way you're going to be at the top of your game again and be able to go 15 rounds with someone who just kicked your butt. So I don't see that happening. I don't see it going 15 rounds. I do think Rocky can win. Let's get into this. It's fight time. It's rematch time.
All right.
So we got our fight, and honestly...
Madison Square Garden.
This one has been less exciting than the last two. Rocky 1 and Rocky 2.
All right.
I'm guessing because Rocky has hit Clubber in the face like 900 times, and it doesn't even seem to face him, which is like, okay, then he is like the impossible boss you just can't beat. I really feel like Rocky isn't going to be able to win this fight.
Well, he came out and won the first round.
Yeah, and I get that, but it just, he got...
Stick and move. He wasn't getting clobbered on.
He got his fight back, but, Mr. T just... seems to feel no pain and doesn't seem to care at all. Maybe that's going to change by the time we get to the 8th or 9th round or whatever. I don't know. So I paused there for a second and thought and watched a little bit more. And then I retracted my last statement.
Okay.
Round 2 of the fight actually got more interesting. Round 1, like again, he punched him in the face 900 times and he didn't flinch. He was just like, okay. All right, cool, you're going to win this round. Like, it doesn't hurt me at all. So I'm like, there's no way, even if he does this again the next time, he's just tiring himself out. Like, there is no winning. But here comes round 2.
Your boxing analysis is amazing after 3 movies. I love it.
Here comes round 2. The fight has gotten a little bit more interesting. Same with round 3. It actually is getting a little bit more of that back and forth instead of just nothing.
Instead of one-sided and all that, yeah.
Yeah. So it did actually get more interesting. I was back into being, like, into the fight as if it was a real fight happening in front of me, where I'm moving my head a little bit, just, watch your head. Oh, gosh, put those hands up. What the hell are you thinking? All of that. So I started getting that back, which was awesome. At this point, I think, Rocky has a chance. I hope he wins, but I'm actually okay if he doesn't, because... you can see him putting his heart and soul out there. The best fighter is going to win this one. And then he wins.
All right.
Yay. Yeah. Go, Rocky.
How about the scene there where Rocky starts letting Clubber wail on him? And Apollo's going, what the hell? And he's like, he's getting creamed. And Paulie's like, no.
He's getting mad.
That's right.
Yes. So then it ends with Apollo and Rocky heading to the gym. Now, Apollo had mentioned earlier that Rocky was going to owe him a favor after he was done training him. He actually mentions it quite a few times. They want to make sure that you do not forget this.
And like right before Rocky goes out to fight, too.
Yeah. And that's where we find out what the favor was. And it was for a fight. Them together in the ring, not a televised event, just 2 good fighters seeing who's best. I honestly, I thought this was the favor he was going to ask the first time he mentioned that he was going to need a favor. I was like, he's going to want a rematch.
Nice.
You know,
good call.
Yeah, I just had a feeling for it. You know, you
like
never know. Sometimes I'm way off base with what I think is going to happen. Like Paulie trying to pick up young girls at the arcade. That's not what happened there.
It's not that kind of movie.
But I did have a feeling that that's what the favor was going to be. But we don't actually get to see the fight. You know, the movie ends with them both throwing their first punches, which was a phenomenal way to end the movie. Because honestly, I don't want to know which one would win. I debated it a little while after the movie had ended, and I don't want to know.
Well, remember,
good way to end the movie.
Rocky fights great, but Creed's a great fighter.
That's right.
That's right. Is that it?
That's it.
That's it. All right. I think I know the answer to do you like it or not.
I did like it.
Do you see why me and several others like it as their favorite?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Now, other things like production value and, the evolution of Stallone's writing and things like that definitely help.
And the evolution of the fighting in the ring.
Yeah, for sure. The choreography is better.
Yes.
All of that. I'm sure having Hulk Hogan on set at least for a day didn't hurt that at all.
No, absolutely not.
So now, I don't know, gang. I'm going to struggle with this one, but I'm going to do it anyway. I got to spoil the opening of Rocky 4 for you because...
Is it how all the other movies end? So it's going to start with the ending of the other movie?
It certainly does.
And we'll know who won the battle?
No. You never find that out.
You don't?
That's what I'm spoiling for you. You just
you never find
that out.
That's okay. Because honestly, like I said, I don't want to know because, again, they're both great fighters. I want both of them to win, and that's not a possibility. So I'll leave it as the unknown.
But you'll have to check out 4. I'm not sure if we will have to review 4. We just definitely will because there's some people who just don't like 4. Kyle, you know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
There are some people who absolutely love 4.
Okay.
So we will take a break from the Rocky reviews for a little while, but we'll get to 4 eventually, maybe sometime this summer. It's a great 4th of July movie, I think. Although it's also a good Christmas movie too. So
okay.
We'll get there.
You're making
eventually.
this more complicated than it
I am
needs
absolutely
to be.
making it much more complicated. How about the next question?
Yeah.
On the list, we know you liked it. What did you know about Rocky 3 going in?
I can't say for sure that I knew Mr. T was in it because I just knew he was in 3, 4, or 5. He was in one of the ones I hadn't seen. So I didn't know for sure he was going to be in there. I knew Apollo was going to be back because, again, we were watching it because of Carl Weathers. And that's about it. I know Rocky and his family and Paulie and Mickey and I know the whole gang.
The whole gang.
Yeah.
All right. What were your thoughts going into Rocky 3? Were you thinking, this is going to be good because, Luke likes it, or, I'm crazy with some stuff. So maybe, were you worried that it's not going to stay good, or what were you thinking?
I was trying to go in it just with an open mind, because there's always, once you get past the first movie, the second one, you always go, is the sequel going to be good?
Right.
Is the sequel worth it? Is it better than the first? Okay, and now we're on to 3. Now, is there a point to 3? Is 3 better than 2? Is it better than 1? All of that. And I was like, I don't want to think that way. I want to just, enjoy this movie by itself.
Excellent.
Yes, I know the backstory and the back characters, but can this movie stand alone by itself and me still enjoy it?
All right. So what surprised you about Rocky 3?
It didn't surprise me as it was happening, but the fact that he was going to lose the fight, he loses that fight. Again, leading up to it, we can see why he lost that fight.
Right.
But, if you were to tell me, oh, yeah, in Rocky 3, he's going to lose, I'd be like, what? He can't. Did you see that guy running up them stairs? He ain't losing a fight.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that was probably a little bit surprising, but, again, when we got there, it did make sense. Mickey dying, I feel like that was just bound to happen. He was older, and he was having health problems already. So that wasn't really a surprise there.
I feel like the writing was on the wall for that in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, I didn't know he was going to be in it, but I knew that a famous like wrestler guy was going to be in it, so I assumed it was going to be him.
Did it surprise you that Apollo's role in the movie, that Carl Weathers' role in the movie, was to train Rocky?
That did.
Cool.
I was getting there where not only was it to train him, but the relationship that they had, where it was goofy and fun, but also like that tough love too.
Right.
Where he's like, what the hell's the matter with you?
Yeah.
When he just stops running.
What are you doing here, man?
Yeah. You know, I did really, not only was surprised by it, but I really did enjoy their relationship.
All right. So would you have liked this more or less if you saw it when you were younger? And I can't remember what age we put on Rocky 1 and 2, but, 10, 11, 12.
I think I wouldn't have. I think I would have just been good with Rocky, the first one, maybe the second one. After that, I'm a kid. My attention span is down, and I don't care. He's going to win some fights. I don't care about the characters that he fights.
Okay.
And I can't follow along to the main part of the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just paying attention to he wins a fight.
Yep.
He loses
Mr.
a
T.
fight. Yeah. So.
What was your favorite part?
Oh, God. It's definitely just those clever, like, one-liners throughout the movie.
Paulie's got a couple of good ones right off the bat that are just fantastic.
Yeah, as much as I hate that scummy
know.
little man. But, yeah, definitely the writing throughout. And, again, we talked about the relationship between Apollo and Rocky and just the writing around that. The writing in this movie I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I hate
Yeah.
to sound so weird and surprised by that, but isn't it written by Sylvester Stallone?
Yes.
I don't know. I guess I expected an actor not to be able to write. That sounds terrible.
It's funny. A lot of them do. So look at Good Will Hunting with, Affleck and Damon and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, that's
so,
right.
I mean, there's many, many other examples. But, I mean, that's what I was talking about at the beginning when I was saying this one being my favorite. Probably has a lot to do with, its production values and the evolution of Stallone as a writer and a storyteller. You can see he got better from 1 to 2 to 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
So definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Least favorite part.
Anything that's got to do with Paulie.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
All right. Would you recommend Rocky 3?
I would recommend it, yes.
Especially to someone who hasn't seen it.
Of course.
Watch it again?
Yeah, I'd watch it again.
Stop if it's on TV?
Yeah.
Watching it on a Saturday afternoon marathon and looking forward to 3 coming up next?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Yep.
you are. And are you happy you watched it?
Of course.
All right. Fantastic. Well done. Thank you for sitting through Rocky 3 and giving us your awesome review.
Thank you.
Thank you, the listener, for sticking with us through
Another
Rocky review.
That's right.
It should make a couple people happy because I know we disappointed at least one person by doing Rocky 1 and 2 together.
Okay.
Big Rocky fans out there want all the attention on each movie separately.
Which
so.
I do understand. I do understand that. I would have, now seeing the movies, I would have been okay doing them separately.
For sure.
But, it was fun to do 2 movies back to back like
But this
that.
way, we're already on to Rocky 4 next time we watch a Rocky movie. So
That's right.
That also
Moving right along.
speeding it right along.
Yeah.
Too. So, all right, that's it for the Rocky 3 review. I absolutely love Rocky 3. I do want to watch Rocky 4 soon. So I don't know, maybe if
We'll see.
can
Again.
you bank it for a while and then a month or 2 down the road go, hey, I remember watching that, or do we just watch it twice? I don't know.
No. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But we got a couple other things. We got several other movies on the list that we've got coming up.
And we're always up for more suggestions as well. Again, you can leave those messages on our Facebook page, on YouTube, all of that good stuff.
Wherever
we got our
you can
phone
message
numbers.
us.
Give us a call. Let us know. All of that good stuff. Let us know. All right, it's time for your thought of the day.
Thought of the day, thought of the day. It's your thought of the day, thought of the day. I'm looking
Beautiful.
forward to this one because you were laughing your ass off reading this earlier. So
No, I've got to compose myself
I
again.
lay it on us.
All right, you ready? You really want to have a drink right now? Oh, you're probably not going to think it is as funny as I did. All right, are you ready? A microwave is a metal detector.
That is pretty good. That's why you walk through them at the airport.
What?
It's some sort of radiation that they poof at you.
Oh my gosh. All right. Luke, are you going to leave us with a laugh?
I'm going to do my best. Let's see. These ones are courtesy of some random Twitter handle. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's a secret.
Okay.
Let's see here. I got to find my place all over again. The damn thing just disappears when I close my phone. All right. I have a friend who got tired of being judged for going bald, so he went out and bought a cheap wig. It was a small price to pay.
That's so stupid.
Every single morning I get hit by the same bike. It's a vicious cycle.
That's so dumb, too. Come on, you got to have something better.
All right.
This is on Twitter. Where's all the good jokes?
My mom has forbidden me from making any more breakfast puns. She says if I do, I'm toast. My dad keeps egging me on. He's such a ham.
No. I like the multiple use of them. Good job with that, but just no.
Let's see. All right, we'll do one more. I'm in a band called Dyslexia. We've just released our greatest shit album.
I can't. I just can't.
All right. That's it for episode 68. Leaving Naomi shaking her head after a really good Rocky 3 review. Thanks for sticking with us for 68 episodes. Thanks for jumping in on episode 68. Check out the rest. Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, Apple.
Everywhere.
Just Google us, Luke and Naomi on air.
That's right. We come up.
We come up. That's right. All right. That's it. We'll talk to you episode 69. Ha ha ha. Until then, have a fantastic week. Be excellent to each other.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.